City Council, North Adams City Council for February 8th, 2022. This meeting is being recorded. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Barbeau?
Here.
Blackmer?
Here.
Bona?
Here.
Harpin?
Here.
Obasahan?
Here.
Oleskowitz?
Here.
Sapienza?
Here.
Shade?
Here.
Wilkinson?
Here.
9 present. We have a quorum. Please rise for a moment of silent remembrance and remember Diane O'Brien, a 32-year aide in the public school system, and Michelle Kirby served several years as president of the PTG groups at Johnson School and Conti Middle School. And the pledge? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have a motion for the approval of the minutes of January 25th, 2022?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Councilor Oleskowitz and Councilor Sapienza. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Hearing of visitors. Does anyone wish to address the council on the agenda items? Please go to the microphone and give your name and address for the record. You have 2 minutes, no personal attacks.
Thank you. I'm Robert Smith. I live at 163 North Street. This is in reference to agenda item 12053, the traffic issues in regards to Hodges Cross Road near a Walmart. I understand it's a state road there. There's a lot of traffic, buses, trucks, and everything else. But people have been misbehaving themselves and then getting involved with a lot more of an increase in accidents there. I don't know what we could do. It was suggested by Councilor Oleskowitz, sorry, sir, that this issue should be taken up. It should be investigated, maybe with the Traffic Commission or the Public Safety Commission or even the Mayor's office, because this is still North Adams in that location, and we got to make sure that our residents are safe. So I would hope that this issue is not going to be something that's going to die, rather something that's going to be taken up, investigated, do the best you can to come up with some kind of answer to get these accidents to a lower level. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address the council on the agenda items? Move on. Council Paper 11,790-3, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Section 2-27 of the revised ordinances of the City of North Adams, of Schedule A, Chapter 2, Section 2-28, Schedule B of DPW and DPW Supervisor, and Part 5, Schedule B of the Police Scale, in City Council on January 25th, 2022. It was voted by unanimous yea vote to pass to a second reading and publish as required by law. A motion to adopt would be in order.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Second, Councilor Sapienza and Councilor Oleskowitz. And discussion?
I just want to, is this the change that happened or the problem that was resolved? I'm not sure what this is. This is to resolve an issue from before?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it is?
Yeah, it was a
Okay, I just wanted,
compensation package.
okay. Just wanted to verify that.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fine. Any other questions or comments? This is a roll call vote.
Barbeau?
Yes.
Bona?
Yes.
Harpin?
Yes.
Obasahan?
Yes.
Oleskowitz?
Yes.
Sapienza?
Yes.
Shade?
Yes.
Wilkinson?
Yes.
Blackmer?
Yes. Council Paper 11,826, an ordinance amending the revised ordinances of the City of North Adams regarding various fees established in the city code This has been in the Finance Committee and was also referred to the different committees that had jurisdiction over some of the department heads that had fees, and they have met or not met. At this point, do we have an update, or do we need to postpone this to another meeting? And Counselor Bona, could you make a motion and give an update?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to postpone to the second meeting of April, I feel. Oh, sorry, I'll say why after.
Do we have a second of that?
Second.
Counselor Bona and Counselor Harpen? And Counselor Bona, go
So I
ahead.
believe Public Safety has one more meeting, is that right?
Yes.
Counselor
Okay.
Sapienza.
Yes.
And I think Public Safety, Public Service, are they done or one more?
We're going to schedule a meeting for Thursday, and we should be able to wrap it up.
All right, so,
Yeah.
and then I believe is going to come back to the Finance Committee, and I think there's some sections for the Finance Committee to clarify, so.
They were the building department and the
Correct.
inspection fees.
So just with that, I think 2 months should be hopefully
Okay.
plenty of time.
So, any questions, comments, conversation? Counselor Sapienza?
Yes, we had a public safety meeting on the past Wednesday night, and we're still vetting the police department fees. The fire department fees, we're ready to hand those over to the Finance Committee for review. And there's a couple other departments I didn't realize that were under our jurisdiction, so I will begin reviewing those and schedule an upcoming meeting on those pretty soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Counselor Harpen, do you want to give an update?
Yeah, we did have one meeting already. There was some work that was already done last summer by the Public Service Committee. So what we did is we just reviewed, there was like maybe 4 or 5 pages of notes, the 2 meetings that were conducted. We reviewed that. We came up with some questions for the Public Service Commissioner and the Administrator, and we invited them to a meeting. It didn't happen, but it will happen next Thursday. So at that point, I think one more meeting, we should be set, and we'll be able to wrap this up.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So the motion is to continue to the second meeting in April. We have a second. We've had discussion. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Council Paper 12,053, communication from Councilor Luskowitz requesting a review of the traffic issues in the area of the intersection of Hodges Cross Road. I'm going to file without objection. Is that what you wanted, Councilor? You want me to file, or do you
Even
want to
we could-
refer to the mayor's office?
Well, I was going to just, if you wanted me to read it into the record, and I was just going to refer it to the Traffic Commission and also to the mayor's office.
Okay. So that's your motion. Do you have a second?
Second.
Councilor Bona? And you can read it into the record.
So this is dated on January 29, 2022. Dear fellow members of the North Adams City Council, in light of the recent uptick in motor vehicle accidents on Curran Highway in the area of the intersection of Hodges Cross Road, most notably entrances to Walmart, which are north and south. One of them has no signaling. I propose that we as a city work with MassDOT to find some kind of resolution to help curb the frequency of these accidents. The main thoroughfare, Route 8, is governed by the state. Although there are traffic signals, unsafe behaviors lead to the cause of these accidents. I would suggest to send this directly to the administration because it is regulated by MassDOT, or if council wishes, the Traffic Commission or Public Safety.
Anybody have anything to add? Councilor Bona?
Yeah, so I believe it was about 6 months ago after one of the serious accidents there that it was in Councilor's concerns that I requested that the mayor have this go to DOT at that time, and I think he was going to talk with the commissioner and they were going to contact, so we never heard any follow-up, so maybe that's what we're going to hear now.
I think we are,
So-
but, yeah. And then I would also like to add that we talk about MassDOT and the commissioner. Part of this is also about enforcement, proactive enforcement by our police department of the traffic and stopping people so they'll slow down if they know there's a cop there all the time, or if they know they might get caught, they might slow down, and it might prevent some of these accidents. And Mayor have at it.
Yes, so thank you. We have reached out to Mass DOT, and we are waiting to have some more dialogue about what we can do to look at this intersection. We've sent all the accident reports down to them, so we are actively pursuing that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to send to traffic and the administration. We've had discussion. Any more discussion? Councilor Sapienza.
Yes, I think one of the biggest issues in that area is the excessive speed. You get people coming down through there between 65 and 75 miles an hour. In some cases, not all the time, but I think the excessive speed. There's also an issue with the visibility if you're pulling out of the south entrance of Walmart. If somebody is coming over that rise at any great speed, you really don't have any time to react until it's too late at that particular point. And I think that's part of the problem. And people speeding up, if the light turns yellow, speeding up to get through the light before it actually turns full-blown red. Thank you.
Councilor Harpen, then Councilor Wilkinson.
Yeah, I think there's some other things that we can, some other tools that we could use to slow down the traffic, signage. I know I go in other communities and they have signage that is, has a solar panel on the top and it flashes at you, telling you what your rate of speed is. And, you know, so that's a deterrent. So I think there might be some other ideas as well. So we can work some of that out in the Traffic Commission, but if you want, do you want a date certain back, or we just going to send it to the Traffic
I
Commission?
would send it to there because they have issues with their meetings. They seem to have a hard time getting a quorum. Hopefully that's fixed. But also if the mayor's waiting to hear from MassDOT, I think that's going to direct a lot of it too.
Okay, so we don't know when it's going to come back to the council?
What do we want to look at? Maybe in the first meeting in May? Councilor Bono, what do you think?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
Oh, you were.
I had
wait,
another
yeah, was your-
discussion. Finish your topic.
I'm on the Traffic Commission, so
Okay, so when do you think?
I would say the beginning of April, the first meeting in
You can do
April.
first, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if we'd have the answers, but we can have an update.
so that's an amendment to the motion to make it the first meeting in April. Do we have a
Correct.
second for the amendment?
Second.
All in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, let's go back to the motion as amended. Councilor Bona.
Through the chair to the mayor, do you know how much authority the city actually has over that section versus the state? So if,
You have to go to the mic so the people at home can hear you. I'm sorry.
no, I was saying, do you happen to know how much authority the city actually has? So if it goes to our traffic commission and there's
I
suggestions or,
believe that it boils down to Mass DOT.
Right.
But
Is-
we're going to explore that, and we're going to have some discussions around that.
as I seem to remember when Walmart was being built, that much of the weight of that whole construction of the layout and the design was actually coming from the state.
Yeah, it is
So,
considered a state highway.
Yep.
So as far as the enforcement and proactive patrols, we can work on that. But as far as the configuration and the speed limits, we'll have to have that discussion with the state.
Thank you.
Can you hear me okay, Counselor?
Yeah, it's not about us, it's about the people at home.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I'm
you have to
still,
hit the mic.
I'm still deaf, so.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
I got tinnitus here and it's just ringing, it's like crazy, so.
Okay, any more discussion? Counselor Wilkinson.
I'm just curious whether we need to send this to Traffic Commission. This is obviously a state discussion with the mayor. I mean, the Traffic Commission has a lot on its plate, and it's a matter of, they can talk about it, but I don't see where they can do anything about it, so maybe it's just best to leave it in the mayor's hands.
I think they can offer input and MassDOT can choose to ignore it or not, but at least if they're meeting and discussing it,
That's
they
fine with
can
me.
offer it.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I think there's a good group of people on the Traffic Commission that have some pretty good knowledge that might be useful and helpful.
Thank you. Okay, Counselor Obasahan.
I question, who is in charge of looking at the timing of the traffic lights? I know that in that area, one of the traffic lights actually changed pretty quickly, so that enhances the people to speed through it, causing, unsafe traffic. So I'm not entirely sure who's looks at the timing of the traffic lights.
I don't know, but I think we can add that to the list of questions for the administration. Thank you. Counselor Sapienza.
Yes, referring to Councilor Obasahan's question, I believe those traffic lights are traffic activated. I could be wrong, but I believe they may be traffic activated, so they stay green for Curran Highway until a vehicle pulls up to the intersection of Hodges Crossroad or coming out of Walmart.
But he's asking about the timing specifically, like once it pulls up and they're gonna turn green or
Right.
red, how long before it does that? And I think that's what your question was. Wasn't, were you talking about because it turns red and yellow and people speed because they know they've got a short time? That's what your
Yes,
reference
because
was.
there's a short amount of time, yes.
Is how it turns, not how it turns. No, how it turns, not how it turns. Anyone else? Counselor Bono?
Yep, sort of, to continue with both of those statements. So I just happened to see our wire inspector was working on the traffic lights at the corner of Holden and Center Street this week, yesterday, and I was talking to him, and he told me, and again, this may not be the case with that one, but he goes, any of the lights that don't have cameras, working cameras, I don't know if they're all working, but any of the lights that don't have functional cameras are all magnetic. So they do pick up when they're vehicles. Now, he did not say if they're all working, but I didn't realize every light had that. I thought some were definitely just all on timers, but he said they all have magnetics if they don't have cameras.
Okay, anyone else? We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,054, communication from Councilor Blackmer, President Blackmer requesting time to provide an update of the city clerk's hiring process. Dear Honorable Concerts, I'm requesting time. I'll file without objection, and I have, because I want to give an update and didn't want to forget anything, I made notes. So the clerk's office has traditionally had more staffing than it has had for the last couple of years. People got hired in the office and they moved their way up. At times there was a city clerk, an assistant city clerk, a full-time admin clerk person in the office, a part-time person, and sometimes even more. The staff moved up. They moved from one position to the other. But that hasn't been the case for the last, 5 years. We've been short-staffed in there, or I think we've been short-staffed in there. I guess that's my opinion. In the last search, the assistant did not want to be promoted. The clerk gave us a couple months' notice, and was available to help because she was going on to something where she was available. Additionally, the assistant clerk had been there for a year or two. That was not the case this time. We needed to act quickly to fill the positions. Had we had more time, I would have given this update and done the interviewing next week, presenting the candidates at the second meeting in February. But given that the clerk is leaving next Friday, I really wanted to not have that office short-staffed. We've got training to do, we've got the census, and as great as Marcus has been, he's still relatively new. So on a timeline, the clerk gave her notice on 1/21/22. Her last day is 2/18/2022. On 1/25/22, we accepted her resignation. On 1/26, we posted the city clerk and the assistant city clerk's positions with a 10-day time to put in their applications, and they were due on 2/4/2022 so that we could post meetings and schedule interviews for this week. We received 3 applicants for the city clerk's position, and we received 10 applications for the assistant city clerk. Of the city clerk's application, only 1 was qualified and was an internal candidate. Additionally, we wanted to schedule the meeting. Of the 10 applicants, there were 4 to 6 that would be potential interviewees. Since that could take up to 3 hours if we were to interview all 6, I thought it would be better to interview clerk candidates on Tuesday, tonight, and assistant clerk candidates on Wednesday. I also wanted to post a meeting with the idea that it's possible not everyone applies for the job right when they see the posting. A lot of people wait till the absolute last minute to get their interview in. So on Friday afternoon when they were due, it's possible that we could have had even more people to interview for the clerk or the assistant clerk. So I needed to spread it out over the 2 days. But the meeting had to be posted. So Marcus will be interviewing, I think we had 6 that we looked at, and some were not interested or didn't get back to us. And some dropped out due to the salary, to be honest. I also know that when we searched for the clerk before we hired Ms. King, that we interviewed a lot of people, and we kept running into salary's not high enough, the vacation's not enough time, I can't take my vacation soon enough. So I was really happy that we had a qualified candidate in the mix. So the committee consisted of me as the president, as someone with 30 years or more in HR, and over 8 years in municipal government, working with the clerk's office, having been the president and the vice president for the city, working with the clerk's office. The vice president, because it's time to pass it on and teach new people things, and Mr. Counselor Wilkinson, because he had been part of the last review and expressed interest as soon as Marcus gave his notice. I appreciate Counselor Harpin and Counselor Shade volunteering, and I will put you, and the next time we have an ad hoc or other committee or something to do, I'll make sure that I involve the 2 of you. At this point, I would like to hold a special meeting of the City Council next Wednesday at 5 p.m. to present the recommendation to the council for the city clerk and the assistant city clerk. This would allow the assistant clerk to give notice and be able to start sooner rather than later. Either way, Marcus would be the clerk until another were hired, and the solicitor has actually given an opinion that we could have just promoted Marcus without posting the position. And honestly, I was surprised we didn't have a few more candidates for that position. So that's the process, that's the update. I think we've got some solid candidates for the assistant clerk. And Marcus will be doing most of the interviewing. I'm just gonna be there as a second body, just because it's always good to have more than one person on an interview. So, that's the update. Counselor Wilkinson.
Well, the one thing you didn't mention is after the committee met, we chose Marcus as the city clerk.
Well, yes, because we
Well, I
don't
know
have
you
a formal,
you
we
won
don't
that
have, I
one.
know that, because we don't have a formal letter asking for his, voting on his appointment.
We voted to have Marcus be the city clerk.
So, that is the status, that is the update. Counselor Shade.
Just a question, when the subcommittee was selected, why wasn't the rest of the council informed so that we would know that this process was happening?
Because of the timeline, because it was so quick.
But-
And obviously, yes, in hindsight, I should have just shot off an email, hey, this is what's going on. But and I'm sorry for that.
Thank you. Yeah, just
Counselor
knowing-
Barbo.
I do have a question, as being my first time going through this process. I understand the process of creating the committee. I understand that the application process was that the city clerk, the resumes were sent to the city clerk. And then they were shared with you and the other 2 committee members. And is that correct?
Yes.
Are those the only people that were involved in the selection process and reviewing the applications?
Yes, normally, yeah, because we're the department heads. Eventually, I think they get, and I don't know, they're all there, they all exist. I think they go to the, we don't have a personnel department.
Well, I mean, up to this point, because I'm trying to understand the process. If Marcus was hired tonight, and congratulations to Marcus, I'm just confused as to when they were reviewed. Did the review take place between all of you tonight and then the interview?
No, what happened was we looked at I looked at them and also consulted with the city clerk, the sitting city clerk. And we looked at them and only one of the candidates met the requirements. And so we set up an interview. I really fully expected to have a couple come in on Friday afternoon that met the requirements, and we would have set up interviews with them. And then they were forwarded to the committee when they came in. When, at the end of Friday, I think, afternoon or some point, they were forwarded to the other candidates.
Can I ask just one more question about that? Because since you're mentioning Friday, City Hall was closed on Friday, so was it possible that applications were not able to come in? I believe that City Hall was closed on Friday. The mayor may be able to confirm
City
that
was-
with the weather.
It was closed, but I worked.
She worked from home, and it was respond to email. It said to send them to the city clerk.
Because of that deadline, I specifically worked that day from home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Normally, I would have made the announcement, announced the committee, and pushed things off a week. Or a week or two, had we had, a little longer to make the decision. Counselor Harpen.
I just want to say, I understand that it's very important to have a person in that office, more than one person in that office, because it is a busy office, and they all work hard. Everybody's always worked hard in that office. However, there is a process, and I just, I don't like rushed processes, just because you're apt to make a mistake. It's happened, just at the end of the year with the issue with the police union. That went fast, and there was an error there. So I really like slowing things down and checking my boxes and making sure the things are done that are supposed to be done. That's just how that's my opinion, that's how I roll. My question, though, is, so it's my understanding it's the city council that hires the city clerk, and then the city clerk hires the assistant city clerk.
With approval of the council. The city council approves the clerk, yes, the city council does not, and this was not the case in either of the last rounds. There was a search committee, a screening committee, who interviewed and made a recommendation to the city council for the city clerk.
Correct.
And so, obviously, we didn't technically even have to do that. We could have, I as president could have submitted a letter promoting Marcus without having a search, without putting it out there. But I chose not to. So, yes, the city council hires the clerk. The clerk then hires the assistant with the approval, and then both of those have to be confirmed or approved by the city council.
Okay, because I thought it was just the clerk hired the assistant clerk, we hired the clerk.
Generally, that is true, and in the past, we have had city clerks who have been in the position for years and know the job and know everything, and they don't have anything on there. And they've also usually had some insight from people in City Hall, maybe who have the background in HR or something. But Marcus is interviewing. I'm there more as a second witness body, and with my background in HR and municipal government. And that's what we did when the clerk hired Marcus. The clerk, they posted the positions, the resumes came in, she looked at them. Michelle sent them to me when Michelle was the mayor's admin, and I looked at them, and she said, I like this person, and I like this, we went, and then we interviewed people, and then made analysis and made a decision, and then brought Marcus to you guys to approve. Counselor Bona.
Yeah. And to make the process even stranger, not that it's affecting these two positions, but if we had a junior clerk or any additional clerks, those are actually under the administration, not under the council. So it's just every position in there is sort of hired a little bit different.
Counselor Shade.
So just for clarification, next Wednesday, February 16th, we will have a special meeting to confirm
Yes.
the candidates.
And hopefully we'll have an assistant to have confirmed too.
Okay, can you confirm the time of that, please?
5 o'clock? Does that work for everybody? Counselor Sapienza,
Is that going to be live or Zoom?
what's people's pleasure?
If it's live, it's going to take me some time to come from work to get here.
That's right. All right, why don't we do it on Zoom?
Will
Is that easier for everybody? Counselor Shade.
Will the candidates be at the meeting to ask questions potentially, or how will that work?
Well, I'm guessing Marcus will be there because he's always there.
Yes.
But it depends on what their schedule is and we can ask them to be, but I also know that when you're hiring somebody, you have to give them time, and that was the other thing. If somebody has to give a month's notice at their job, I really am like, ugh. If they're 2 weeks, that extra week can make a difference. As someone who's just transitioned jobs, and got COVID literally on my way out the door. I understand how to transition a job and how not to, and so I don't want to put someone in a position where they're going to be having that issue, but I hope that we can find some staff in City Hall or somewhere in the city or to help out the clerk's office if we don't, in the meantime, before we get another body. Okay, good. Just making sure. Any other questions? So we're good. We're going to do Zoom next Wednesday, 5 o'clock. So I made a motion to file without objection, so we're going to move on to the next item. Mayor's communication. We're just going to vote to approve all these, right? Yeah. Mayor's communication number 8, appointment of North Adams Airport Commission. Mayor, why don't you go? I can read them, or you can just stand up there and read them and go. What do you want?
Why don't you just go and if anyone has any questions?
Okay,
Sounds
so,
good.
Is that okay?
that works.
Much faster.
Honorable Councilors, I'm pleased to recommend the appointment of Dean Bullitt to serve as a member of the North Adams Airport Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2024. This recommendation is presented for council approval.
Move to adopt
Second.
or approve.
Councilor Wilkinson, Councilor Alaskowitz. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Council paper, why don't they have numbers on them? Oh, thank you. I brought my copy. Okay, what are we up to? Council paper 12,056, Mayor's Communication number 9, recommending the reappointment of Mark Morandi to the North Adams Airport Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Counselor Sapienza, second.
Second.
Counselor Harpen. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council paper 12,057, Mayor's Communication number 10, recommending the reappointment of October Chalana to the Board of Health for a term to expire January 1st, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
And Counselor Shade. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mayor's Communication number 11, recommending an appointment of Elena Sprague to the Commissions on Disability for a term to expire December 1st, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Counselor Harpen?
Second?
Counselor Sapienza. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Counselor paper 12,059, Mayor's Communication number 12, recommending the reappointment of Nancy Canales to the Council on Aging for a term to expire January 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Ooh, now we're fighting.
Counselor Sapienza and Counselor Luskowitz. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Council paper 12,060, Mayor's Communication number 13, recommending the reappointment of Margaret Christensen to the Council on Aging for a term to expire January 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Counselor
Second.
Basahan, Counselor Wilkinson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council paper 12,061, Mayor's Communication number 14, recommending the reappointment of Joanne Hurlbut to the Historical Commission for a term to expire January 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Counselor Sapienza, Counselor Harpen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Councilors paper 12,062, Mayor's Communication number 15, recommending the reappointment of Christopher Wondolowski to the Historical Commission for a term to expire January 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council paper 12,063, Mayor's Communication number 16, you've been promoted from a mayor to a major. Recommending the reappointment of Jennifer Boland to the Human Services Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2025.
Motion to adopt.
Counselor Shade?
Second.
Counselor Basahan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council paper 12,064, Mayor's Communication Number 17, recommending the appointment of Rebecca Choquette to the Human Services Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Counselor Harpen?
Second?
Counselor Sapienza?
Abstain.
Counselor Bona abstains. All in favor?
Aye.
8 yeas, 1 abstention. Council Paper 12,065, Mayor's Communication Number 18, recommending the reappointment of Annie Rogers to the Human Services Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2025.
Motion to adopt.
Second?
Counselor Shade, Counselor Barbo, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Council Paper 12,066, Mayor's Communication Number 19, recommending the reappointment of Jane Lamar to the Mass MoCA Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Counselor Harpen, Counselor Sapienza, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Council Paper 12,067, Mayor's Communication Number 20, recommending the reappointment of Amy Meehan for Mass MoCA Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Counselor Wilkinson, Counselor Sapienza, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Mayor's Communication Number 21, recommending the reappointment of Gina Puck to the Mass MoCA Commission for a term to expire February 1st, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Counselor Wilkinson and Counselor Abasahan, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We don't look alike.
Sorry, did I not hear right?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it's hard with the masks, too. Council Paper 12,069, Mayor's Communication Number 22, recommending the reappointment of Kayla Hollins to the Planning Board for a term to expire February 1st, 2025. Mayor, I have a question on this one, actually. Aren't the Planning Board terms 5 years for everybody?
I think her term had expired. Yes,
So shouldn't it be 27?
that is correct.
So I shouldn't make the motion to amend.
I'll
Motion
make
to
a
amend.
motion to amend. To 2027?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I read it quick before and I forgot to check on it. Voting as amended. No. You're amending it even before we vote. That's good. Counselor Harpen, and now who's going to second it?
Second.
Counselor Shade. So, all in favor of Kayla Hollins to expire 2027?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed. Motion carries. Council Paper 12,070, Mayor's Communication Number 23, recommending the reappointment of Paul Markland to the Traffic Commission for a term to expire January 10th, 2025.
Move to approve?
Second?
That was Counselor Wilkinson, Counselor Sapienza. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Council Paper 12,071, Mayor's Communication Number 24, recommending the reappointment of Ian Wilson to the Traffic Commission for a term to expire January 10th, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Counselor Luskowitz, Counselor Barbo. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Council Paper 12,072, Mayor's Communication Number 25, recommending the appointment of Glenn Murray to the Conservation Commission for a term to expire August 1st, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Counselor
Second.
Harpen? Counselor Wilkinson, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That would be-
We don't look
Did
alike.
I'm sorry.
He has hair.
And better looking.
Oh, there. Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Council Paper 12,073, Mayor's Communication Number 26, recommending the appointment of Barbara Murray to the Hoosick Water Quality District to fill the unexpired term of Michael Navalli to expire April 8th, 2023.
Move to approve?
Counselor Wilkinson.
Second?
Counselor Barbo. I say with regrets to see Mr. Navalli leave. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mayor's Communication, Council Paper 12,074, Mayor's Communication Number 27, recommending the appointment of Gail Grandchamp to the, and let's edit all of these now, to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Counselor Harpen, Counselor Wilkinson, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,075, Mayor's Communication Number 28, recommending the appointment of Joseph Santelli to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second?
Counselor Wilkinson, Counselor Sapienza, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,076, Mayor's Communication Number 29, recommending the appointment of Amanda Hartledge to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Counselor Harpen, Counselor Wilkinson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,077, Mayor's Communication Number 30, recommending the appointment of Lynn DeSanti to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Counselor Harpen?
Second.
Counselor Barbo, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,078, Mayor's Communication Number 31, recommending the appointment of Stephanie Moranti to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Counselor Leskowitz, Counselor Shade. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,079, Mayor's Communication Number 32, recommending the appointment of Jennifer Choquette to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2023.
Motion to approve.
Counselor Harpen?
Second?
Counselor Leskowitz?
Abstain.
Abstain. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,080, Mayor's Communication Number 33, recommending the appointment of Rachel Haley to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2023.
Motion to approve.
Counselor Shade,
Second?
Counselor Leskowitz, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Paper 12,081, Mayor's Communication Number 34, recommending the appointment of Michael Goodson to the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Idea Commission for a term to expire February 8th, 2023.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Counselor Abasahan, Counselor Leskowitz. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Council President,
Yes?
if I may, I'd just like to thank everyone who was on the IDEA working group and recognize them tonight. Amber Bishaw, Lisa Blackmer, Alicia Cannery, Rachel Haley, Kathy Hartman, Benjamin Lamb, Michael Abasahan, Ashley Shade, and Jessica Sweeney. I just wanted to take the time to thank them for all their work to establish this committee. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do think you must have the record for the most appointments at one meeting, but, you know, someday we can have an intern look it up. Open forum. Anyone wish to address the council in open forum regarding issues of municipal significance? Okay. Name and address for the record. You have 2 minutes and no personal attacks.
Kate Barbeau, 1360 Church Street. It's more of a comment, I guess, than a concern. In regards to the city clerk job posting, I know that the city hall was closed on the 4th, on that Friday, and that was the final day for applicants to send in their resumes. Since city hall was closed, people may not have assumed that you were working from home. Therefore, they may not have thought to send in an application. So if a circumstance like that came about, again, is it possible that maybe there could be an extension till the following business day so that people could still submit past that day, since they didn't have that opportunity for that final submission. That's my question.
Thank you for that. Also, those don't shut down. They still come in. So if we had gotten one on Monday, we probably would have said, oh, we should talk to this person. I mean, that's the way I operate. I'm not going to disqualify someone because we had a snowstorm. But I don't think we got any after the.
Got nothing.
We had, I mean, 3 applicants. I was really surprised. But thank you for that. Anyone else wish to address the council? Mayor's concerns / updates / happy news.
Happy news, happy news. Just wanted to provide an update that we've contracted with the Collins Center on the wage and compensation study, so that is underway. And I'm pleased to announce tonight that we are appointing a new assessor. I'm happy to inform you that we're going to promote Jessica Lincourt as our assessor starting on Monday, yesterday. So most of you know Jessica. She's been working in the office since 2019, and she's been tending to business since we lost our assessor in April. So I'm very excited about that appointment. We also are hiring a new code enforcement officer who will start on the 14th. His name is Mark Bryant, and we look forward to working with Mark. Still looking for an IT assistant, if anyone knows anyone that's out on the web. And just wanted to let you know, just in case you get any phone calls, that the fire department is doing their annual ice rescue training at Windsor Lake. So that will be going on for a couple of days this week, just in case you get any calls about that. And everyone should have received, all of the chairs of the committee should have received their Zoom accounts and passwords. If you have any problems with those, please let Mark know in IT. And good news, very good news, the City of North Adams has received a grant, approximately $190,000 from the Department of Energy and Resources. So we'll be using that to do some weatherization upgrades in some public buildings, some LED lighting, the transformer at the skating rink, some administrative assistant through the city, and also some of that money will be applied for a hybrid police cruiser at some point. And then just a reminder that Winterfest will be Saturday, February 19th.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Committee reports and minutes. Councilor Wilkinson.
Just want to let everybody know the General Government Committee met yesterday and going over the council rules. We made some good progress. We had some lively discussions. There's 2 items that are still to be discussed, so we're trying to set up one more meeting so that we can present the council the, we'll say, rough draft of the rules for our next meeting, in which we can discuss them and hopefully finally finalize them.
Thank you for your work on that, and thank you to the committee. Anyone else? Liaison updates and counselors. I'm sorry,
Counselor Shade.
Counselor Shade, I'm sorry.
Yes, now that we have appointments for the IDEA Commission, I will be reaching out to our new members to schedule our first official meeting. So I'm going to reach out to everybody and see what people's schedules are like, and we'll get that scheduled.
Okay, now we have liaison updates and counselors' concerns. Correspondence?
Counselor Shade again.
Not a concern or more of an update. On April 2nd, 2022, the annual Berkshire Live Out Loud Conference will happen from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Berkshire Community College. It's an annual conference that's put on to do a lot of education around LGBTQ things, and it's open, free to the community to attend. Registration will be available soon. There's a website that you can go on, and it alternates every other year between BCC and MCLA as the host. So next year it'll be hosted at MCLA. So
Nice.
It's a community event, and all are welcome.
Counselor Sapienza.
Yeah, one council concern here. I've noticed that there's a lot of walks around town. I know it's very icy and the weather conditions haven't been conducive, but there's a lot of walks in the city that are still unkept, and it's a big problem because I've had to go around many pedestrians in the street because the sidewalks are not clear. So just want to remind people to do the best they can and try to clear the walks the best they can. I know the ice is terrible out there, and but it is a city ordinance. Thank you.
Anyone else? I just want to let everybody know, Northern Berkshire United Way is having their chicken dinner to go on March 7th. Tickets are available. Check them out on Facebook or check their website. You can order tickets and you make an appointment and you drive through and you get your chicken dinner and you take it home. We're still in COVID protocols, although the numbers are coming down. The governor's done his budget. He's committed to the percentage of income. He's doing minimum $30 per student increase, which will obviously, hopefully get upped by the House and Senate, and there'll be a compromise of more than that. They started a program. One of the things I heard they were talking about is you can get grants up to $50,000 to have a charging station for municipalities, so I'm hoping that's something we're looking at too. And that different rounds of grants are coming up, and he talked about all the money that he put into programs, and I always fight that we need more unrestricted aid, because it's unrestricted aid and it hits our budget and we don't have to compete for it. And we're still at 200 million for roads. We're pushing to get more. That's my update. And motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Counselor Wilkinson and Counselor Shade.
You got that right?
All right.
Thank you, everyone.